Hey guys, welcome to Troy Time. Today we're going to be cold packing some pork. We're going to do pork loins. We're going to do cold packing with the Nesco Carey canner, and that's coming up in just a minute. But I want to share with you a little bit of my thoughts for the future going forward. So this is what we're doing. So far in the canning, I've showed you that we've canned beef. We canned some London broil. Check that video out if you have not. It's very good. So that's an easy thing to do, canning that beef. Even less expensive is pork. Today we're doing pork loins. We're going to do a cold pack. That's sort of the next step. We'll probably do a cold pack of chicken as well, okay? So we're sort of building that skill set with the canner, all right? After that, we're gonna do a couple hot packs. We're gonna hot pack some hamburger, and we're gonna hot pack probably one of my favorite things to eat coming out of the canner, pulled pork. We're gonna hot pack pulled pork. Those are the videos that are coming up. But we're building so that you get a skill set so that you're skilled with the canner and comfortable with the canner for November. Because November, just like the Thanksgiving tradition, we're gonna feast. Turkeys here are 29 cents a pound. They were 29 cents a pound last year. They're like $6 for a 20-pound turkey. So what I'm gonna do is in November, I'm gonna get like 4 turkeys, okay? They're gonna be $6 each. And I'm gonna cook them and I'm gonna can them. And it's gonna put away like 50 pounds of turkey meat. You can pay for the price of the canner, save that much money, and all the jars and everything just in November, just with the turkeys. After that, everything's gravy. Let's see what I did there. Anyways, so yeah, that's the plan. This November extravaganza, we want you comfortable with the canner. So we want you to do a couple cold packs. We want you to do a couple hot packs. And then in November, just bang out those turkeys, baby. Well, you can do one every weekend. We'll probably film 2 different ways of doing it, but you can do 4 in November and have 50 pounds of turkey or more packed away for just a phenomenally low cost, okay? It'll pay for the cost of the canner. Get a canner now, get one soon. This canner here, my favorite canner, electric canner, the Nesco Carey canner. It's awesome. I bought my first one for $150, and then they went on sale and they went down to $97. So I couldn't resist, so I bought a second one. Use them all the time. Right now they're $110, which is still just a steal on Amazon, okay? So pick one up now. I'll tell you this, during the pandemic, they were going for $625, $650, right? So get one now while the opportunity is there to get it for $110. Because soon, you want to get it before they go back up to $625, right? So get one now. Start getting that food storage put away. Start getting those skills ready. And come November, we'll knock out those turkeys. You can just follow along, and we'll have it rocking. So you're going to learn how to cold pack beef, cold pack chicken. Today we're cold packing pork, and then we're going to do a couple hot packs. And then November, extravaganza, baby. It'll be Thanksgiving. We're going to knock out those turkeys. So that's the plan. So hopefully you're liking these videos. Hopefully you're following along. Subscribe to my channel and you can just go step by step with me. I love this canner. You don't have to be intimidated. They're so safe. They're so easy to use. I hope you get a canner. Get this Nesco Carey canner. It's awesome. I tell everybody, I hope you do it. Today we're going to use it. We're going to can up some pork. So let's get it on. All right, we got this pork for $1.79 a pound. Okay, so we got it on sale. So I think I got 5 loins of it. So they're each like $5 each. But we're gonna cut up. Probably start with 4. We'll cut up and see where that gets us with the meat, and then we'll get in the canner. We'll do it. All right, so I won't cut all these up on camera, but I'll do one just so you get the feel, and then we'll cut to the next scene. All right, so these are about 2.5 pounds. Almost 3 pounds on some of these. So I'm just gonna open these up and we're just gonna cut off the fat. You don't wanna can much fat if you can help it. And then we'll just throw the good stuff where we need to. Okay. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut these like a rather thick pork chop. It's that last part of the fat that's kind of hard to get through. And then I'm going to come back, I'm going to cut off the fat. Okay, hopefully you can see this on camera. And I've got a lot of pork here, so I'm not going to be too picky with it. And then I'm just going to cut this, what's left, into about 1-inch cubes. Good stuff goes in the green bowl, bad stuff goes in the blue bowl. Straight down the loin, right through the fat. That's the hardest part. Cut off the fat. cube what's left. So for a lot of pork, there's a lot of fat in it. Like I also will, later down the road, we're gonna hot pack to get through some of the other pork. So the other pork will have more fat and tendons in with it. It won't be so much meat in one place. So we'll process it by hot packing it first. We'll cook it down with the Instapot, and then we'll can it after that for like a pulled pork, which is one of my favorites. So since this is pork loin, it's got big chunks of meat, so we'll just keep the meat together. And other things like the pork shoulder or the pork butt, that's what we will hot pack. I always prefer to cold pack if I can because it's much easier, but some things you have to hot pack. You have to hot pack hamburger, and you have to hot pack things like pork shoulder, pork butt, that kind of thing. I'll probably cut away after this one, and that way you can jump in and see what we do from here. Okay, welcome back. We have our pork all cut up and ready to go. Basically just 1.5 inch cubes. So now honestly, if you were gonna just start canning, I would probably prefer you do chicken first, just for the ease. Chicken breast is probably the simplest thing to do, okay? Here I'm just opening up my jars and putting the lids in water. Chicken breasts are probably the easiest. Cold packing chicken breasts would be the first thing you should do. I have a video on that coming very soon. Check it out. Next up would be cold packing beef. Okay, it's pretty much the same process, but beef is obviously usually going to be a little bit more expensive. So you'll probably be canning more chicken than beef, just for most people. Also, cold packing pork here, it is a little bit of work to cut it down. So I actually prefer doing the hot packing, but it takes a little longer because you have to cook it first. So if you've got more time, then maybe do the hot packing. But if you've got more energy and want to put a little bit more oomph into it, then maybe do the cold packing on the pork. Also depends on what sales are out there and what there is. Generally, I store a whole lot of chicken, some beef, a little bit of pork, some pulled pork, some hamburger, that kind of thing. That's what I do. But anyways, pork. So we've got our lid soaking. Okay, we need to fill our canner. All right. So we're going to put up our canner. Make sure we have our little trivet in there. All right. We're going to fill it up with 2.5 jars of water. We're cold packing, so we want cold water. Hi, I'm still in frame. Okay, so 1. 2.5. All right. Now we're just going to fill our jars. I'll walk you through one of them, and then we'll continue from there. Okay. So I'm just going to take this. We're going to use our little what do you call it? We are using a funnel. Yes, a funnel. This will work. We're using narrow mouth jars today. You could use large mouth jars as well. But we're just going to put these in here. Whoa. Oh, hope I don't get copyright notice for humming circus music. So we just fill it up. We're going to leave about 1 inch of headspace. Okay. We're going to put this in here. We're going to, I guess you call it tamper it. Tamper it down a little bit. I think that's what you call it. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. I think that's called tampering. Hook me up in the comments. Let me know if you like these videos. Tell me how you do your stuff. Okay, I need a little more headroom on that one, so I'm going to take some out. Okay, so that's the first one. Generally, I'll do all 4, but I'm just trying to show you right now, so we'll just do the one and then cut when they're all filled. All right, so what you want to do now is I'm going to use a little bit of water on this. I'm going to put some salt first. So we're going to use a little bit of canning salt. Okay, I'm just going to put that right on top. You could have put it on the bottom. We're going to use canning salt. Don't use iodized salt because it will cloud the jar. You don't have to have salt. I like to do salt. It kind of helps suck out some of the juices. And I'm going to give it just a little bit of water. because what happens is there's usually a little bit of headspace that's where there will be an air gap, and so we're trying to prevent that and just fill the jar perfectly. Now I'm going to use my handy dandy little debubbler. Clean off my hand a little bit so that I'm handy dandy. I'm going to use my debubbler, go down the side and then kind of press in so that all that water and everything sinks to the bottom. Down the sides and press in. All right, kind of give it a good couple pokes. You're not trying to get in there completely solid, but you do want to get rid of most of the air gaps. And as you can tell, we've gone down quite a bit. So I'm gonna put like one more piece and we're gonna call that perfect, okay? So we're gonna do that to all 4 of the jars. Once we do that, we are going to clean the rim with some vinegar so that we get a nice good seal, okay? We're gonna take our tops and put our tops on. Oop. Then we're gonna take our rings and we're gonna go finger tight. We're gonna finger it just like that. All right, there we go. So that's 1 jar, bam. Okay, so I'm gonna do that with the rest of the jars and we'll go right back. Okay, check it out, our jars are ready. They've cleaned off the lids, I put the lids on, got them finger tight. We have a ton of pork left. I misjudged. It's been a long while since I've done pork. Like I said, I do oftentimes do much more chicken and much more beef. I haven't done cold pack on pork in quite some time. So misjudged. I probably could have got away with 3 loins. So what I'm going to do with this I'm probably going to run the canner a second time, and we're just going to do quarts, and that should probably be 4 quarts worth on a second run. But for now, we're just going to finish up on here. So we've got our water in the canner, and we're just going to put these in. We're going to make sure when we're putting these in that there's a little nipple on the lid of the canner, and you want to make sure that where that little nipple hits, it's not where a jar is, okay? So that you've got a little clearance room there. Okay. So what I like to do is I just put my finger on it right here, and as I twist, I just kind of let that hover in space right there, and that tells me that's where I want my cans to be, okay? From there, I'm gonna close my canner. I wanna make sure I'm in exhaust, okay? Now, I'm in Virginia Beach, I'm at sea level, so I'm using the black little top weight on the canner. If you are at higher elevation, I think it's like 5,000 feet or above, you have to check the charts. But if you're at higher elevation, then you use the green one. That's 15 pounds of pressure. This one I believe is 10 or 11. Anyways, so what we want to do now is we're going to go high pressure. Okay, bring this into view. It's not working. We want to go high pressure for 90 minutes since we're doing quarts. If we were doing pints, it would be 75 minutes. But since we're doing quarts, we're going to go 90 minutes. So I forgot one little pro tip. If you've got the same vinegar that you use to help clean the lids, just put that in there and that'll help keep rust and stuff off your jars and all the contaminants from getting the jars all too nasty. Make sure you are in exhaust. Go high pressure, baby. Bam, 90 minutes. And then start. You're gonna get what's called a running pattern. Let me see if that's picking up. We'll get you in here. You're gonna get what's called a running pattern on your LED. And when it's ready, then the LED will switch to E10 and it'll do a countdown. And we'll show that here in just a second. At the end of that countdown is when we're gonna flip the little lever on top and then we can walk away. Okay, so I did end up cutting up all 5 of those loins. Like I said, here's a cut of a shot of the leftover stuff that didn't make it into this canner this time. So we're going to can this probably tomorrow. Other options that you can do, if you don't have enough meat, you can fill in with something else. Like I might put a quart of chicken in there if I ran out of pork too soon. As long as you stay cold packed. It doesn't have to be the same meat, but it does have to be the same method. So for this though, we got too much. So we're going to put this away and we're going to probably do quarts on this probably tomorrow. I was just going to do pork bites in the air fryer, but it's a little too much for that. So we're going to probably can this tomorrow. All right, guys, it's been about 15 minutes. It's all had time to heat up. I've had time to clean up the kitchen, and we are at E10. So this is going to give us a 10-minute countdown. And after that, after it's purged that steam, we just flip it to airtight. After that, we can walk away. Super simple. The hardest part about it is just prepping the meat. So the easier it is to prep your meat, the easier it is. Chicken breasts have almost no fat. London broiled beef has almost no fat. You can prep those in just a few minutes, throw them right in the jars and be good to go. The pork takes a little bit longer. It's got a little bit of fat on it. You got to trim that off. It all comes out really good. So we'll get back here in 10 minutes and show you what's going on. Okay, so we're getting ready to flip over here soon. It's going to hit E0, and all we have to do is flip the little tab on the top. There we go. Right up top, and we just put this to airtight. And then it's going to do its thing. It's going to take about 2.5 hours. All right, so it's going to roughly be about 2.5 hours from now. In just about 5 or 10 minutes, this is going to flip over and it's going to start its countdown. Okay, it'll do a running pattern first, and then it'll do its countdown from 90 minutes. And then it's going to sit for an hour after that. It'll say off, but you let it sit for an hour after that, and then it'll allow you to release it up top. The pressure will be down and it'll allow you to open the lid. So all that takes about 2.5 hours. Okay, so we'll cut back when it's time to take these out. Remember, it might seem like a long time, but after I flick this switch, I get to walk away. So over 20 minutes prep time, maybe 30 minutes prep time, and then you just let the machine do what it does. I love this canner. You need to get one if you don't have one. It's a Nesco Carey canner. I'm not sponsored by them or anything. I just love them. I got 2 of them. You should definitely get one at least. All right, we'll talk to you soon. Just a few short moments after the last video. There it is at 90. 2.5 hours from now, this will be ready to come out. Hey, Finny, do you like your little bed? What's up, buddy? How you doing? You doing good? Oh, my puppy, my baby, my buddy. Yeah, he's a good boy. Who's a good boy? That's right, buddy. Oh, he's a good boy. Say hi. Oh. All right. Bye-bye, guys. Okay, guys, it's the next morning. All these have sealed. They're all tight down. They look golden and delicious. Good stuff. This is canning pork. This is pork loin. More to come. Okay, guys, this is the next day. So we processed the 4 quarts. Those are done. We still had about 4 pounds of meat left, so I decided to do pints. So here's 4 pints. And in the center, we're going to use just a pint jar full of water just as a spacer. That way things won't bang around inside the canner, because we don't want it banging like that. All right, so we're just going to process these the same way we did the other ones. For pints, we're going to do 75 minutes. And here they are in the canner. That's how they aligned. All right, so we're going to process these for 75 minutes. Okay, there it is, guys. That's 12 pounds of meat. So I started with about 14 pounds of loin, pork loin, and by the time we cut all the fat off, we've now processed down and we have 12 pounds of meat. We've got 4 quarts, each with 2 pounds of meat, so that's 8 pounds, and then 4 pints. Pints just came out, they're still boiling. They look golden and they look delicious. It's good stuff. So I totally hope that you get a canner, totally get prepared, get good at canning, and come November, we're going to knock out some turkeys. We're going to really get it together. So this is Troy time. This is Pork Loin. I'm out.